So thank you very much, Edward and all, for being here. And now I will talk a bit on how digital building logbooks can become digital twin enablers. And actually, spoiler alert, at the end I will change the title because I had just a very, very small piece of time to think about this. So now that I did the presentation, I changed a bit the title. So moving forward, what is the digital building logbook? And the first question is to take over from where Bruno, when he was presenting the conclusions, mentioned that the logbook should be needed. I've been asking several times to my students when I lecture on digital building logbooks what they are. And this is what I get. And this is what they mention without knowing anything about logbooks. And after seeing this, because they are answering and I'm seeing it in Kahoot, I say, well, they don't need this class. Well, not entirely truth, but there are here some interesting things that we have been seeing during the day and during the projects that we are involved that relate to digital twins, that relate to digital product passports, that relate to all the things, all the aspects on digitalization that we want to have related with the built environment. So, but the EU definition of the digital building logbook is that it is a common repository for all relevant building data. Well, audacious. And it says that it facilitates the information sharing within the construction sector. It is a dynamic tool, okay, that allows a variety of data, information, and documents to be recorded, accessed, enriched, etc. It represents a record of major events and changes over building life cycle. And at this point, just remember that without knowing, I was talking with Andre on this, so events was a very, very good answer. So actually it represents the events that happen during the life cycle of the building. According to the macro vision, and here we enter in the political side, so where Jordi presented previously, there are several data inputs from digital product passports, mentioned in the presentation, from permitting outcomes, Judith will talk about this, land registry, financial data, design elements in BIM, a lot of presentations talked about it. And then we have that digital building logbook with data inputs and outputs for different purposes. EU data spaces, levels, asset management, material passport, energy performance, smart readiness indicator, you name it. So I noticed, Christoph, we choose the same icons. So similar approach that means good taste, and we are not that far on what we are talking about. But let's look into the details. And looking into the details, as it was presented, I'm half industry, half academia, so I mix and blend everything. And on the right side, I have practical things. We implemented the digital building logbook in a municipality. And at that time, that was before all the studies on digital building logbooks, we got that organization, background information, administrative information, the one that is available to all people and the one that needs to be protected with GDPR, construction data use, energy, risk, etc. This was the way we saw it. Of course, the recent studies organize it in a different way, but yeah, no problem. We can set some connections between it. So most important is the functionalities, deliverables, goals of the digital building logbook. So what is the purpose of the European Commission and other countries when trying to implementing the digital building logbook or say making use of the data? And sorry, terrible drawing, my own, okay, but I write with my left hand, so I would not become an architect. But I think you can get the picture. So the digital building logbook, in our vision, starts when we don't have a building. We have an idea of a building that is going to be built in a place. So we have land parcel, and that is information that is relevant for the logbook. And then we have property tax, building potential, paper in databases, wherever. It should be imported to the digital building logbook when it is deployed. Then we have the building in use, and that land parcel will have different owners if it is a residential building. So I have parcel A, parcel B, property tax, etc. It is part of the digital building logbook. Of course, not all people will have access to this. Gets close to what you mentioned, Christoph. And then at the end of 50 years, 100 years, we are going to have the building at the end of life, so we don't have the building anymore. We get the same land parcel, and we get tons of stuff. So as Sergio from T-Side was talking, we have products that should be, so it is a building that it's now seen as a material bank or material source or waste, wherever. We need to have a bill of materials to streamline the reuse and recycling of those products. Another example, it's energy efficiency. And I cannot recall who talked about energy efficiency, but I have some notes here. Paris, I think Paris Folkheitz was talking about energy efficiency. So we have a sandwich panel that we needed to do the calculation of the energy performance certificate. So we will have a product catalog where we're going to pick up the digital product passport. It will become part of the project product catalog in the DBL. And then during design, we do the evaluations. Then we can redo the evaluation and confront it with the digital twin after construction. And then, so during construction, sorry. And then during use, we have the real energy consumption and etc. Okay, so we can control if the product performance and the building performance is accurate or as it is supposed to be or not. Last example, and this goes to what Lavinia was presenting, is fire risk. So eventually we have a product that is not flammable during the design, so we run a compliance checking and it is okay, but then there are changes during the construction, and we change from manufacturer A to manufacturer B. There are new properties, and we should have a warning that a recall is needed because the compliance might not be granted. And I'm not going to enter in details because those that are from Spain and from UK know what I'm talking about very recently. So main assumption is that the digital building logbook starts with parcel data, then to move to urbanization data, initial design data, technical design data, construction data, and eventually it can be prepared for use data. And all with a lock there, meaning that it is secured as it is supposed to be. So we did a business process notation. Actually, it is there. Business process notation for high level 1 for the digital building logbook. And going straight to the operation phase, we have here several, say, levels of information that should be ensured by the digital building logbook. One of them is related with warranties, maintenance, and refurbishment that we can summarize on getting that compilation of life cycles. The construction process life cycle, the built object life cycle, but also the construction products life cycle due to the reuse and recycling that nowadays is key for the Green Deal. We also need to collect events because it is in the description and because we know that these can make a lot of changes on the built environment. So we have 2 examples there of events that can impact on buildings. We also should be able to do recalls, either because there are updates on the regulations or because we do changes on the buildings that require this re-evaluation. And we should do it systematically and effortless. And at the end, we have, I'd say, 2 things. Sensors, so sensors for the building to monitorize its use, and then the relationship between the building and the location where the building is. So a bit like related with the smart cities. So this is to summarize what and for what. And at this point, how familiar does this sound with the things that we have been here listening? And actually, I must say, quite a lot. So I stole, Edward, apologies, but credits granted. I stole the image from the Sphere white paper on digital twin definitions for buildings, because it's actually the same or very close. 1 minute, yes. I must say, one thing that is missing is the changes in the title. So from how we change to why digital building logbooks must be digital twin enablers. Thank you.